well over 100 people that have died in Texas Hill Country. What you are not being told by the media anywhere is that the death toll likely would not have been as high if it wasn't for DEI.
Of course, Charlie Kirk is trying to blame the Texas floods on DEI. They were always going to find a way to blame DEI. But I actually looked into this a bit, and it might not surprise you that it doesn't really seem to have much weight to it. Kind of seems like they're just blaming the nearest black person they can. So the claim that the right wing is now running with comes from a Facebook post by a firefighters union claiming that this guy, Joel Baker, who is the fire chief in Austin, Texas, which in case you're not aware is nearly 3 hours away from where the floods happened. Basically, this guy's claim is that Joel Baker could have already had people deployed there on July 2nd, and he didn't do it because apparently he doesn't understand how reimbursements with the state work, which doesn't really make sense because even according to the guy making the accusation, they didn't get an official request on July 2nd for assistance. They got an unofficial request in a group me chat, which still doesn't even seem like that's been corroborated. And one of the things that made this storm so bad is that it was way worse than people expected. And that was kind of the response of the Austin Fire Department. They're like, basically, we sent out people once we got an official request, but we also had to keep some of our own people 3 hours away because of the unpredictability of the storm. And now, obviously, once things got really bad, Austin did send more people. But from all the sources I've read, this idea that Austin would send all these people 3 hours away, 2 days ahead of the storm, just doesn't really seem to hold much weight. And even Chief Kidd, who is the chief of the Texas Division of Emergency Management, called Austin's response above and beyond. And look, it's very possible that this guy did mess up. I don't think it's anywhere near what they're trying to claim, but I'm not 100% versed in Austin Fire Department politics, so who knows? But one thing I'm definitely sure of is that DEI had nothing to do with the tragedy in Texas.